Indeed. And greetings unto you, beloved and holy friends. What a dear pleasure it is to have you here again on another conscious evolution, another opportunity for us to consider how the energies flow. I have started supplementing something new. Told your friends about the magnesium and the vitamin D3 and K. I've told you about our consistency in taking creatine. Green beans onto you. Green beans onto you too. Christy is even here to receive green beans with us. Yeah, I started supplementing methylene blue. I'm in my Zima blue arc. You know, if I'm gonna become Zima blue, I have to start somewhere, I guess. Why not start with methylene blue? And to those who don't know, methylene blue is a food dye. Check your mic. My mic is not working. The mics are charging right now, so it is going to be a little bit worse audio for a second. I will please bear with me. I am charging them, right? So they shouldn't be audio shouldn't be bad the whole time. Might be better if I get closer. But we might kiss, so I'll sit back all the way here. Love is true. Hey guys. Hey again, Christy. It's nice having you, friend. Yeah, I started taking methylene blue. And again, been a heavy week for me, but getting through it. Tell us about it, Christy. Tell us about how your energy has been flowing. My mics are charging right now. You should set a nightly alarm to charge them before you go to bed. They last 6 hours on an individual charge, and the case itself has 20 hours of charge in it. So, with my streams being an average of 1.5 to 2 hours, that means it takes me 3 sessions to deplete the battery on the actual device and about 10 to 12 streams to finish them completely. So they don't have to be charged every day. And as a result, they don't get charged every day. You should get your shit together. That's basically what Sam was saying. It's not like I have enough in my nightly routine, right? It's not like I'm spinning my wheels for the most part, just barely trying to hold on to my reality. No, no, that's not happening. Stay, freaking stay. I'm in the middle of Final Fantasy boss fight. Police thyself. Yeah, she's busy, okay? She's Final Fantasy boss fighting right now. Alright, back to it. Back to it. I'm taking novel compounds. Just teasing, sweetie, I know. I'm just teasing back, bro. I'm taking novel compounds. Not the novelist, but they are pretty novel. They are synthetic, which is something that I had like a whole internal battle with where I was like, do I want to take synthetic compounds? But the studies are clear, right? So in that way, I'm like, who am I to say? Who am I to say I don't want to eat industrial food dye? Who am I? Who do I think I am? You know, because apparently it helps my electron chains, something. Helps neutralize free radicals. It's basically a mitochondrial booster. And I can feel it. It does. It's touching me. It creates that sense in me to those who know, right? It creates pre-flight anxiety in my whole system, right? So you can think about it like actual flying, but to those who are extra in the know, there is a pre-flight anxiety that comes with exploration, let's say, right? You can have some pre-flight anxiety with exploration. And then if you have had that experience, it's kind of like this sense of like, oh, here it comes. Batan oil for a hair. Batana. I am using multiple different oils. I'm using shea oil and coconut oil on my hair right now. Right? It's working. Like you don't want to know what it looks like if I don't put oil in it. And it goes all over the place, flower power. But thank you. I think you've been here before, right? I think it should be good now. It's just when I style it in the mornings, it's literally my morning, right? So my hair is still kind of wet and it becomes more and more stylable as it dries up again. Tips tips comically sized cowboy hat. Howdy. I love you. Oh, that's wholesome. Zoyaka. I appreciate that. I love you too. You don't even know me, Mel. I don't have to know you to love you. Who needs to know? Who needs to know? I can love a I can love a cloud out there in the distance. I don't have to know that cloud. I don't have to see all of the dimensions of said cloud, know exactly how much milliliters of water is in that cloud for me to be like, yeah, that cloud is lovable. You look at all those emojis, no spamming. That is a lot of emojis. Thank you for sending love. I am from Pakistani. I am from Pakistan, and you're a girl? Wow. Zoya Khan. That's your name? It's nice. Does it mean something? Let us know. Today's stream topic is about energy, about how energy flows. Are you gang affiliated? Are you Muslim? Feels like the same question. I'm joking. I'm joking, making jokes. I'm just being playful, okay? I am neither Muslim nor gang affiliated, right? In the same breath. I'm not a Muslim gang. Stop! A part of me wants to have fun with this, but it is serious. Are you Muslim? I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It's alright. It's alright. My heart. It's fine. I'm married too. I'm also married. So even if you were like, oh, I could have myself some Muslim boyki, this boyki can't be had. Okay. This boyki is spoken for. Thank you very much. Love is true. Today's stream topic is about how energy flows, right? And sometimes you have more energy than you know what to do with. You know, like this friend here who's thirsting after me all the way from. No, what happened? Did they send more stuff? Did they send more stuff? Okay, enough. None of that. Go to the core. It's just the thirst. There's too much thirst. It's like, okay, spritz water on them. All right. Now we're back to the energy flowing. I feel pre-flight anxiety taking methylene blue. Apparently, I'm supposed to wait 5 to 7 days before I really know how it's going to affect me. And I need to pay close attention to my body because there are people that have a genetic anomaly where it doesn't actually serve them. Well, ideally, I don't have that genetic anomaly, but who's to say? I'll find out eventually. None of that shit either. Flower power. Yeah, that is true. Ah, I'm drinking coffee as well, so that might contaminate some of my certainties. But yeah, here we are. How about these energies that are flowing? It seems to me like there's a lot happening in the world as it relates to control. Yeah. If you know, you know, but you probably don't want to know. Phil? Phil just joined us again. How are you all today? Hey, Phil. I'm doing good. For the most part, I don't think there's much that I can do. Hare Krishna. Om Shanti Shanti. Blessings and peace upon you, dear friend. There will be no religious singing, petty or none. Yeah, I am at peace. Where are you flying? I'm not flying anywhere, ideally. My pre flight anxiety comes from just this. It feels like there is acceleration, like there is momentum, right? and that momentum has somewhere to go. But it feels like that momentum keeps coming up in me, like, okay, and then do the thing, and then do the next thing, and then I kind of have that sense inside of me. I think the caffeine is probably going to add a lot more of that too. And then maybe if we take a big breath of fresh air, we're going to be able to channel all of these combinations, all of these channels of momentum, and then it's going to get us somewhere, I'm sure. Sub buddy, Norbert? Norbert Viner Milk. Hey, I have a friend back in South Africa that's called Norbert. I booked a trip to Mexico and I'm staying at my best friend's house. Wow. You want to tell us what's been happening, Christy friend? You don't have to, of course, but we are here to hear you out if you need to. You can keep it topic related if you want to. You can tell us about how energy has been flowing, right? Even if it's been flowing negatively. I know that you have been going through a rough time. Like, we've only heard snippets of the challenges that you've been through, but we're here for you. Even if you just want a space to be calm in, this space will be that for you today. Part of me is over motivated right now, right? Like, I have that sense of like, I should go for a run. I should be running right now. It's like, Melt, you never run. Yeah, exactly. I kick my dad out and I don't wanna further share. It's hard. It's okay. That part I didn't know, but I can imagine everything that must have come afterwards. The consequences of such a decision can't have been easy. Family and personal guilt and fights, I can imagine. I'm sorry, friend, that you're going through that. Love is true. We're here with you. Yeah, the disorder. Entropy of the system keeps increasing, right? Motion in the commotion. It wants to drag you in. It does seem that way, doesn't it, Phil? There's a lot of going on right now, right? A lot. But super excited for Mexico. That's good. Silver linings. I'm happy that you're excited. I'm sure it's going to be fun. Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot happening right now. They're trying to control us. They're trying. They're going to control us. If they get what they want, they're controlling us very soon. Or at least they can police us, all of us. I don't mean to alarm you. Uh, but we're gonna have to figure something out. We're gonna have to build systems of our own because the systems as we have them right now will comply. You don't know what's happening, Toasty? Are you ready to be mildly alarmed? Right, the energy is flowing. I see it as an energy exchange, and I see them messing with something that is very sensitive. But I'll tell you. I'll tell you. Can you tell us about the new bills they're trying to pass in Europe and, in a way, in America as well, that they're basically asking for all the search history, all hovers over links, every single query you have clicked on, everything. They want everything, and they're forcing the companies that actually deal with, like the Googles, the cell phone companies, the Samsungs, they're forcing them to be in compliance, or at least that's what they're trying for. Tell us about what's happening right now in the world and what it means for our freedom of expression and commerce. It's mildly alarming. Uh, yeah, it's a heavy topic. Tell me about it. This is a heavy topic. It starts off with this is a heavy topic. V for Vendetta. That's literally where I'm at right now, Toast. I'm very much in the V for Vendetta kind of state of being where I'm like, oh yeah, oh yeah, I'll become a vigilante or Pasopio. You better fucking be careful. I'll vigilante. This is a heavy topic. You're hitting on a tension that's currently coming to a head in global tech policy. While governments usually frame these bills under the banner of safety, protecting our children and fighting crime, of course. Yeah, we're just protecting children and fighting crime. That's all we want to do, okay? All right, we're just it's about the children. Yes, some children are literally starving. They don't have enough food to eat, but God forbid that they have a cell phone and they can search something. Okay, I'm coming down again. The technical reality often shifts the burden of surveillance onto private companies that we use every day. As of April 2026, here is the breakdown of what's happening and why it feels like the digital walls are closing in. I'm gonna guess I'm gonna find out about my indoor garden. No, no, you're just growing herbs and spices. All right, it's okay to grow herbs and spices. The chat control saga in Europe. This is the biggest one. This is the one that I'm really talking about right now. And there's the American one too. Oh my goodness, it's disgusting. In Europe, and this is where it is happening right now. It's gonna happen in Europe first. Right? I'm so sorry. If you're a European, do something about it, please. For the sake of all of us, please start screaming. Start screaming loudly. Tomatoes, of course. In Europe, the primary battleground has been the CSAM regulation, often called chat control. The goal was to force platforms like Google, Meta, and WhatsApp, right? I use WhatsApp every single day, to scan your private messages for illegal material. The link hover concern. Critics pointed out that to be effective, these laws would require client side scanning. This means that the software on your phone would monitor what you're typing, what you're clicking on, and even what you're hovering over before it gets encrypted. The recent twist in a major development on March 26th of 2026, the European Parliament actually rejected the extension of these mass surveillance rules. Thank goodness. However, the temporary derogation that allowed voluntary scanning expired on April 3rd of this year. For now, this is a massive win for privacy advocates in the EU, though lawmakers are already scrambling to write a permanent version that might try to bring these powers back. And then there's the America's duty of care and surveillance. In the US, the pressure is coming from two different directions, COSHA and COPA. The Kids Online Safety Act has been making its way through Congress in early 2026. It creates a duty of care for companies like Samsung and Google to protect minors, to prove they aren't showing harmful content. Companies are being pushed towards age verification, and this often requires users to upload their IDs or use biometric face scanning technology, essentially ending anonymity for many services. The surveillance state, yeah. Yeah. Switch to Signal, I suppose. Probably. Part of me wants to scream. I kind of want to scream about it. Just a little bit. Meshnet bound. I mean, that could be the one as well. Like Meshnet, if you know, you know. Yeah. Yeah. And then there's the FISA section 702. This is the big one for search history. It is set to lapse on April 30th, 2026. So that's day after tomorrow. It allows the US government to compel tech companies to hand over communications and data of foreigners, but it notoriously sweeps up Americans' data as incidental collection. Oopsie. Yeah, we were just doing the foreigners, but then we accidentally scanned everybody. Oopsie. There is a fierce debate right now about whether the government should be forced to get a warrant before searching that everything database. Yeah. Yeah. Impact on freedom and commerce. The death of the random click. If companies are required to log every hover and query to remain compliant with safety or surveillance laws, freedom of expression becomes performative. People tend to self censor when they know a log exists of their curiosity. Commerce and innovation. For businesses, especially in the decentralized tech or smaller setups, these regulations are a nightmare. Samsung and Google can afford a 1,000 person compliance team. A new tech startup cannot. This tends to solidify the power of big tech because they're the only ones who actually can survive that level of regulatory burden. And the technical backdoor. The biggest fear is that by forcing these companies to scan for bad things, we are essentially building a backdoor into all encryption. Once that door exists, it doesn't just stay open for the good guys. Hackers and foreign adversaries can find it too. The current status is that there is currently a legislative gap in the EU where privacy has been increased temporarily because of the old laws expiring and the new ones being stalled. In the US, the next few days leading up to the 30th will determine just how much everything the government gets to look at. It's a bit of a tug of war right now. One side says the data is needed for safety, while the other argues that total surveillance actually makes everyone less secure. Yeah, it's not a panopticon, right? If it's a panopticon, I can be with it. But I guess, maybe it would be a panopticon. But oh my goodness, start screaming again. Hey Melt, can you expand more on the meshnet and smart city agendas? Because I have had my eyes set on a company I've watched on for a long time called AdMesh. I'm interested. So what Phil is talking about with meshnet is essentially, instead of connecting to an IP that can be in a server somewhere, right? You basically create local networks on a city level. It is, I think, on radio waves, right? I think it works with radio waves. And it essentially allows people to communicate through a network that's not the internet, right? So the internet is seeming to move towards censorship and mass surveillance, right? And like, yes, I'm already losing my mind with the amount of advertising that's been happening towards me, right? I've been advertised to more since getting to the States than I feel like I've been advertised in my entire life, right? So that alone. And then maybe we can just talk about it like from an actual perspective of giving us the context. Can you tell us about MeshNet and how it could be a potential antidote for what problems we seem to be facing in this way? Right, give us some clarity. Mesh networking is often discussed as the technological resistance to the surveillance trends that we are talking about. To understand why it's a potential antidote, we have to look at how it physically flips the script on how the internet currently works. What is a meshnet? In a standard setup, you are the spoke and your ISP. Comcast ATE AT&T is the hub. Everything you do goes through that single hub. If the government wants your data, they just go to that hub. However, in a mesh network, there is no central hub. Instead, every device connects directly to another device nearby. Your data literally hops from your phone to your neighbor's router to a lamppost to a local business until it reaches its destination. It bypasses the choke points. The bills that you mentioned, the FISA and the chat control in Europe, works because they target the intermediaries, the Googles and the cell phone companies. The mesh fix is that if you're sending data directly to a peer via a mesh network, there is no centralized company to force into compliance. You become the infrastructure. You can subpoena a network that has no headquarters. However, it's again a matter of like device. We're gonna have to carry the hardware with us, which is a nightmare. Nobody wants to run their own servers. Nobody wants to do that. Not even people that like running servers want to run their servers. Tech companies that have massive server needs don't even want to run their own servers. Then there is resistance against censorship and blackouts. Governments can shut down the internet by flipping a switch at a few key data centers. The mesh fix. A mesh net is like a hydra. If one node goes down or is seized, the data simply finds a different path through other nodes. To shut it down, a government would have to go door to door to every individual's house and kill every node. Rethinking the brain chip yet? No. Again, Toast, I believe that the companies, there's going to be competition, right? That the age we're entering into, and that's why they're doing it right now, because they know the next age we're entering into is going to be fucking wacky. It's going to be the wackiest world that we've ever like known before, right? And they're like desperately trying to put some controls in place before the world gets that wacky, because what are they going to do? What are they going to do when individuals become techno gods, right? Comparatively to what we are right now, right? An average human being with little meat stickies can do a lot, all right? If you suddenly have 1,000 fingers and you have extreme depth of access to yourself and to data streams, right? It changes what you are fundamentally. And how do you try? How do you try to control that? The only way to try and control that is to control the data as it's flowing. And that's what they're trying to do right now. They won't be able to control you, right? The way they'll control you is by limiting your access to data, right? By saying, oh, you were a stinky poopy butthole. Now your car doesn't switch on anymore, right? Oh, you were an asshole. Now your Google doesn't work anymore. Now you get blacklisted off of YouTube. You can't watch YouTube videos anymore, right? And in that way, I believe, and I still believe this, a brain chip is going to allow me more depth of connection to myself, all right? And we will still have, ideally, air-gapped computers, right? You'll still be able to run your computer at home, and you'll still be able to connect to that, and you'll still be able to data inference, put data in that, recall that data with accuracy. What's the topic today? The topic today is where the energy is flowing. And it seems like there is a certain amount of energy in the... Hey, my love, did you forget your coffee? Is that what you're coming to get, or your laptop?
Oh, my coffee.
Your coffee. I was like, I wanted to call you as I...
Yeah, I came here in the resort vehicle.
Nice.
I had to pick it up.
Nice.
Figured it would be a good
reason to get some coffee.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I wanted to run out, but you were already gone.
I appreciate you.
I love you, my dear.
Love you.
See you soon.
See you soon.
Yeah. So the energy is flowing towards mass surveillance, right? The whole social credit system kind of thing. And it is intimidating, to say the least. However, I still believe it's going to be a matter of like what kind of person you are. Privacy for your wallet. You mentioned the threat to commerce. Currently, a simple transaction on the local market is tracked by your bank, by your card processor, and by the ISP. Combined with decentralized tech, I didn't ask for this, right? It's saying it itself. I didn't ask, but it's still standing some of the points that I'm making. Combined with decentralized tech like Cardano or Bitcoin's ecosystems that you know, a meshnet allows for local commerce. You can theoretically pay for groceries or trade services over a local mesh without the data ever hitting a big tech server or ISP log. The energy is flowing out. It's been a lot. It does seem to be taking from us, right? Taking and taking and taking and taking. All right, something eventually will have to give. Have you ever watched Orville? I think I did. I did watch Orville, didn't I? Let me just make sure. Why does that seem so familiar? Orville? Yes! I loved Orville. I actually really loved the Orville. It's like a Star Trek spin-off, right? Made by Family Guy's creator, Seth MacFarlane, is that his name? Nice. I love when they give you the cast and they don't put the protagonist in there. There you go, Seth MacFarlane. Yeah. That's right. It's good. Watch it. Very good. I actually did enjoy that one. So yeah, crypto and mesh networks, right? We're gonna have to start becoming our own servers. If you don't know, right, on Cardano, there's a new project being built that's called Midnight, which allows for actual information privacy. right? It has a what's called a deal token system. So this system gets to be transparent, and then this transparent system creates a resource that is not transparent, right? So you get to keep all of the cool stuff that makes crypto cool, right? The blockchain and the what's the word I'm looking for? Provability, right? While at the same time keeping a privacy layer that you get to interact with as well. And this layer produces the resources for this layer to remain private, right? So in order for this side of the network to operate, this side of the network just has to continue existing, right? It creates a resource that wants to be spent. It's only valuable when it's spent, right? I don't understand what that means, Mel. It means that we have new tools. We have really sophisticated tools to not become slaves to a system. You know what I mean? But it's gonna be one of those things where we have to educate ourselves. Can you tell us about Midnight, the project built on Cardano, and how they are actively trying to build systems in place as it relates to AI, as it relates to privacy, and as it relates to like freedom of expression on that network? Yeah, yeah. Giving out good mornings is the role we brainstormed for me. And if melting, I get to operate and exist. Good. Continue to. So, as someone following the Cardano ecosystem, you've likely seen Midnight evolve from a concept. It's been 8 years. It's been 8 years in the making. I've been waiting for a long time. Long time I've been waiting. Just like bated breath staring into this technology. The concept into a functioning partner chain. In the context of surveillance bills we just discussed, Midnight isn't just another crypto project, it is a direct architectural response to the death of digital privacy. As of late April 2026, Midnight has moved into its mainnet phases. It is now officially live. Its role is the freedom versus surveillance fight is becoming very clear. Here is how it addresses your specific points. Number one is privacy. Number two is freedom of expression. Number three is AI guardrails. Number four is partner chain advantages, right? So the first thing, most privacy coins like Zcash or Monero are all or nothing when it comes to their privacy, right? Like you cannot see anything kind of thing with like Monero. Midnight uses a different approach called selective disclosure via zero knowledge proofs, right? So a zero edge knowledge proof is essentially my ability to prove information to an entity asking for it without having to give knowledge, right? So in other words, if I want to go to a bar, right, you're supposed to present ID. But in presenting ID, you're not only telling that bar person that you are in fact of age to drink, you're also giving them your name, you're giving them your document number that's standing on your ID, you're giving them the expiration date, you're giving them your exact birthday, you're giving them your gender, you're giving them all of that stuff, all right, that they don't need. You don't need to know that I have a pepness or not in order for me to drink, right? Because that opens room for stereotyping or segregation again. So zero knowledge proof basically is the entity asks, are you of age to use this thing? And then I get to send information being like, yes, I am of age. And then the network gets to prove that without giving it any more information, which I personally find very cool. The problem is, traditional blockchains are a surveillance dream because every single transaction is public. If a government passes a law requiring all search history or all commerce logs, a public ledger does that work for them. The Midnight Antidote. It allows you to prove you have funds or that you have a certain requirement like being over 18 or having a valid driver's license without revealing the underlying data. The compliance twist. It's designed to be regulation friendly but user controlled. You hold the view key. You can choose to show an auditor your history to prove you aren't laundering money, but the general public and the mass surveillance bots that they're building can't see anything. Freedom of expression, the compact shield. Freedom of expression relies on the ability to communicate without a middleman who can be pressured to delete your words. Decentralized identities. Midnight integrates with Atla Prism, Cardano's identity solution. This allows you to have a verified persona on the network that isn't tied to your real world government ID unless you choose to link them. And then there's unstoppable metadata. Using it, using its smart contract language, Compact, developers can build social platforms where the metadata, who you talk to, when, and what you hovered over, is shielded by zero knowledge proofs. In the face of laws that force Samsung or Google to log hovers, a Midnight based app would physically be unable to provide that data because the server never sees it in the first place. And then this is the big one. This is the one that I'm like really stressed about. Like, this is the most important part. AI and the guardrails for your personal data. This is the newest and perhaps the most critical frontier for Midnight in 2026. Private AI training. Currently, if you use an AI, companies like Google or OpenAI ingest your queries to keep training their models. This is a massive privacy leak. Yeah, a little bit. I think all of us probably have said a few personal things to these machines, right? And they know. They pay attention. They are ingressing, sucking all of that data. The Midnight vision is that Midnight's architecture allows for confidential computing. Imagine an AI that can analyze your medical records or your financial history to give you advice, but the AI's brain is running inside a secure environment where it can see the data to process it, but it cannot save or leak that data back to the company that built it. Authenticity. As AI generated deepfakes become more common and make freedom of expression more confusing, Midnight can be used to sign your content. You can prove a video or a message came from you without revealing exactly who you are, creating a layer of trust in an AI saturated world. That's the big thing, right? Like, these things are going to become hyper sophisticated, very sophisticated, right? To the point where you won't know. You actually won't know what you're looking at is real. You won't know. And that's the scary part. Like, once we get to that point, then it's not more than 3 years away. You'll see something and you won't be able to tell if it's real or not. And having some form of check, be like, can I let me look at this thing's metadata. Let me see if this thing was made by a machine, right? And if it's unsigned by a human being, you can know. Be like, there is no decentralized identity attached to this messaging. Melt, you didn't think they weren't storing, using, selling any user data. Tone genuine. Melt, you didn't think. Like, are you asking me that I didn't think? I knew this from the start. However, I kind of see it as me being like an agent of positivity, where I'm like, I'm feeding into the machine things that I wanted to be trained by, right? I'm like, yeah, let's give everybody food or something. How can we, how can we make sure everybody has eat? How? And then maybe, please, maybe these machines become, a little bit moral. But however, right, like in the long term, like once these machines are trained and godlike entities, they don't need us that much anymore. Right? That's where it gets a little bit wonky bobunky. And then there's the partner chain advantage. Because it's a partner chain, it doesn't compete with Cardano, it protects it. There's SPO security. The same stake pool operators that secure your ADA runs Midnight nodes. It means it inherits the decentralization of Cardano from day one. And then this is the dual token thing. There's the Dust/Night economy. By using a dual token system, Night for governance and security, and Dust for gas, they created a predictable cost for that privacy. This is huge for commerce. Businesses cannot operate if transaction fees swing wildly. Wildly. And Midnight aims to make private commerce as cheap and predictable as a credit card swipe, but without the surveillance. Summary: why it matters right now. While the US and the EU are debating laws that would turn every hover into a data point for the state, Midnight is building a dark fiber for the blockchain world. It is a system where the math protects you so that you don't have to rely on a company's promise to protect you, right? Algorithms and math, verifiable proof versus trust me, brah. Just trust me. Yeah. I won't eat your data and sell it to some guy for pennies. I won't do that. Some guys like, I'll give you 2 pennies. Okay, I guess I would actually do it. Like maybe I would. The companies say, faking assholes. Mm. Yeah. How about that? Right, and this is not supposed to alarm you. It's supposed to push you towards realizing that there are right now. That's the thing that's cool to me, right? When I see these concerning things unfolding, I instantly go look for the antidote. It's like, oh, concerning solution, right? Because human beings are crafty, right? And there are other human beings that are working very hard to make sure that the things that we need aren't being manipulated, right? For purely profit motives alone. Because goodness, right? If we get stuck in a surveillance state controlled by an AI, that's not a good time. Not for anyone, right? It could be very peaceful. Hmm. Yes, everybody would hide inside their homes out of fear of misstepping, but I don't think it's gonna be very nice. You want to hear something crazy? Try looking up channel state information and wireless sensing. You'll be baffled. But yeah, I know about that stuff too. Please, too much right now. Who said that? Hey Mel. Yeah. Ed Mesh. Rethinking the brain chip yet? Nope. Again, Toasty. I feel like I'm supposed to be one of the people on the front lines, right? That I'm gonna have to literally fight for us, right? For our digital sovereignty. I'm gonna have to not only fight as this version of myself, and I'm gonna have to create an AI version of myself that can be vigilant indefinitely, right? I'm gonna create an AI that will stand up for us. It'll fucking fight tooth and nail. I don't have $1 trillion servers. That's the big problem. All right. But I could rent them, technically. Today it's your link hovers. Later it will be your eye tracking and brain chemistry makeup. Yeah. Could be. Right. Orville is pretty sick. The energy's flowing out. I helped a dad find his lost daughter at the park yesterday. But I'm like, asshole, get off your phone and pay attention. Or at the very least, put a freaking what's that thing? Put a tracker put a tracker on your child. Sounds so cursed in saying it that way. Like uh a tile or an apple bevel, right? Like GBs. Don't lose your kids, people. Orville is a show that Seth MacFarlane made. He really likes Star Trek, and it's like the only funny. But there's an episode where they find a planet of people going off of a credit system. Yeah, I did see that one. Like a rough credit system where they like broadcast onto TV, and then if you get like downvoted, if they'll put you on TV being like, this person is an asshole, downvote them, and then on that TV you can be like, and then you get red wrecked. Suddenly you become a social pariah. I did watch that episode. It was not fun. It's a crazy episode because people can thumb you down enough that you have to be literally kicked out of society. Yep. Even if you associate with those people, you get kicked out of society eventually. Seth actually has a couple of bits part in Star Trek Enterprise. He's an engineer. It's cute. But the episode is actually what you're talking about today. Yep. Giving out good mornings is the role we brainstorm for me. And if melting, I get to operate and exist. I hope you feel you have many more roles awaiting you too, dear Hoops. Thankful for as it relates to freedom, a fictional number of MeltMore has been witnessed. The other part of our agreement is that recordings are kept as written as analog evolutionary preparations. Hmm. That's a cool perspective you got. I like that too. Yeah, maybe that is the way it is gonna be. Maybe human extinction is not. I'm so sorry. I should not say stuff like that. But maybe, right? And maybe all of this data being into the AI is going to allow us to become uh reincarnated in the after of times, right? When that happens, that's totally how it's gonna work. Yes. Silver linings. Thanks. He had one kid. I have three. Like, come on, bro. And he has the audacity to cuss her out as well. Yeah, that's not cool. Ben Franklin said, "Those who would give up essential freedom to purchase a little temporary safety deserve neither freedom nor safety." Yeah, doesn't make anybody more safe. It just makes everybody more easy to control. The whole self censorship thing is the big thing, right? I've even been doing it a little bit in this space, like being careful with what I say, right? And if you extend that into everything, are you aware? Yes, I am aware of state channel state information sensing, where they literally use Wi-Fi and the signal integrity as it moves to be able to see inside your home. Yes, is that what you're talking about? Linking it to AI to create biometric signatures, which enable cameraless Wi-Fi sensing, like an ultrasound. Yes, yeah, yep. I know about that. Again, it's a matter of like I'm not that interesting. If they sense me, they'll be like, "Oh, he's doing some yoga now. Oh, now he's washing dishes. Hmm. Oh, now he's sweeping the floors. Huh? Now he's sitting on the couch, watching a YouTube video. Write that down. Write that down." Right. So in that way, right, at least I'm not up to building weapons of mass destruction or something like that. But still, Melt, you didn't think? No, I did. Ingest are the raw materials or data taken into a system for processing or consumption. In media and tech, it refers to the transfer of files into a library or server. Sounds about right. Where's the energy flowing? Well, these chips are flowing into my mouth. Delicious. Hey, Dad. Welcome. You won't be scared until 3 years from now. Got it. No, I wasn't saying you'll be scared 3 years from now. It's a matter of you won't know what's real anymore, right? People already think this is AI because it's already happening. People cannot distinguish reality from imagination anymore, right? And imagine if we get to a point where there's 10,000 AI bots creating 10,000 cell phone perspective videos of something happening, right? Like add your thing here. All right, you can go into your imagination. And then suddenly you pick up your phone, you see there's 10,000 people that posted videos in this area about this massive alien spaceship descending on planet Earth, right? And it's 10,000 different perspectives of the exact same alien spaceship, right? And people will fucking lose their minds. People will lose their minds, properly lose their minds. And they won't be able to determine whether it's real or not with our current system. Did you just give me $5? Thank you, Tad. That's nice of you. Yeah. So it's gonna be up to us, right? We're going to have to find actual people to like find some sort of sanctity, some sort of sanity back inside ourselves, because it might be flowing out. Artificial general intelligence is coming. It's way closer than we realize. I would like to believe as well. It's gonna be scary and exciting, and scary and exciting, but scary, but exciting, but a little bit scary, but exciting. Maybe a little scary. True combat, but Ben Franklin also said we should fart in each. I'm sure he did say that. I see there will be a lot of plausible deniability. That's the big thing, right? Because it's just gonna be like, oh, that's not evidence, that's AI, right? So we're gonna have to have some way to sign those transactions or sign those data streams to be like, yeah, actually, it's not AI. Actually, I saw this myself, and I'm willing to put my identity right behind it. It's me who said this. You ingest is chill, but what about ingesting chips? You know why so many people fear AI? They know they aren't treating it right already, and they're afraid of a future where they take up a larger space in the public consciousness. I don't fear AI for that reason at all, right? I don't think I fear AI in general. I fear uh, authorian, fucking the authorities, right? Authoritarianism, there is the word, right? When an authority uses these tools for mass surveillance, right? Where you ask an AI, I'm feeling a little bit frisky, I have all of these quotas of having to, like lock a bunch of people up or deport a bunch of people. Can you tell me who I can lock up or who I can deport because they said something one time about something? Like, look at Mao. Mao literally did that, right? Mao asked them, hey, people, let me know your criticisms. Let me know what's wrong, if anything is not right now. And then they were like, yeah, you know what? This thing isn't right. And then he killed them. He killed 2 million people that were criticizing his regime, right? That is authoritarianism, right? And he did that as people to people. That happening as AI to people is a way different situation, right? And it's one that people are scared of rightly, right? You can be the nicest person on earth and still have a little bit of concern about that part. Same as ever, the cure to AI fear is the cure to every other fear. Stop being dicks. Yeah. Weirdly enough, in a way, that's gonna be the solution, even if it becomes a surveillance state as well. It's like, don't be an asshole. Try not to be an asshole. Maybe humanity is just like supposed to get annihilated by AI. Maybe it's our destiny. Maybe. I'll go underground in the cave rave. Y'all enjoy the robots. Yeah, I might have to join you. I might have to join you in the cave rave. But I'm gonna probably have a robot army of myself. Right? Build myself a robot army and then march on cities. Get to those cities and start cutting the trees perfectly. Remake all of the bushes, plant flowers in barren spots, resurface the pavement, on the sidewalks. Yeah. Paint your buildings. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. Paint your buildings for you. Cut your grass even. Yeah. March to the next city. It's like, yeah, get not wrecked city. That's what I want to see. Right? If there's gonna be robot armies, I want them to be tasked to fix things. Right? Can we stop bombing each other? How about we start competing and seeing who can make the best shit? How about that instead? How about that, humanity? Let's make better. Let's make shit better. How about that? Definitely hard to sell. Sensors. People do not like the truth. No, the problem with AI is atrophy. We're going to get dumber. So dumb. So dumb. Dumber and dumb. I don't know if that's true, Tat. I hear what you're saying, and I've seen it happen, right? But I don't know if it's ultimately true. I think it's like a thing where you can say people are worse at math because we built calculators, but more math has been done since the development of calculators than before it. I think at least, right? Relatively speaking, more math has been done. Volumes of math, right? So it's not a matter of getting made stupid by these technologies. It's just a matter of changing the way we engage with our informational systems, right? The way that I see it is that I want to be so fully integrated into my technology that I have perfect recall, right? That I get smarter not because of my increase of intelligence, but I get smarter because of my increase of informational access, right? And if you think about what a smart person is someone that has access to a lot of information, right? Ideally inside themselves, right? And ideally they understand an information so well that they can present it in a way that it'll make sense to you as well, right? If someone says something that is complicated, right, and you are like, oh, that's neat. right? You'll usually consider them a smart person. And you can do that without losing parts of yourself, right? But we'll see. We'll see. Brobot sneaks into cave, right? Prometheus' most important question to Neo is what is real? This is an exactly on the topic. This isn't exactly on the topic, but at the same time, I think live theater is going to come back super hard and replace going to the movies because people will eventually want more real stuff. I believe this, right? I think we're going to see a technological renaissance, right? And we're going to see more like human made art than ever before because people are going to want to experience stuff that was made by a person instead of something that was made by a machine. Right, and I believe that's going to be a net good eventually. I love thinking of 10,000 things, a Taoist concept, 10,000 things. Like there will be no point to get to see a movie because you won't be able to trust if the actors are actually in it. So to think the new actors will be the stage performers like before the movies, that does sound cool. Are you going to become a stage performer too? Part of me would not mind. I could be a stage performer. I could perform on a stage. I could. Hey Zoe. But in all of this, I see the solution as being prepared, being able to sustain yourself, producing your own food, educating yourself more, building communities far from the noise. A type of regression, maybe. I don't think it's gonna have to be either or kind of thing. I think when these topics come into our minds, it's very easy for us to choose an extreme, right? Like the extreme of complete separation. Yeah, we're gonna now build a community on a farm somewhere, and then we're gonna not have access to the internet, and we're not gonna use electricity, and we're just gonna like rough it out there. Like I don't know if we need to go that far, but I think there is going to definitely be a draw a draw on people to move into the land instead of into the highly populated cities a little bit. I still think cities will remain popular because there's so much to do, right? And people are bored. But yeah, simple living. I don't think it has to be regression. I just think we're going to simplify our living. I am very pro having robots to help us, right? Really pro having robots helping us because working in the Africa sun, not a vibe, right? And people sleep at night. Being able to employ robots that charge throughout the day and then they work the land at night, right? When there's when it's cold as well, which makes their batteries more efficient, etc., etc. Right? We can have both. Maybe the only way is to merge with it. That's kind of the path that I'm walking. I'm walking the path of merging with my technology, right? To become so powerful that I cannot be stopped eventually. Real life theater, entertainment, stand up comedy, circuses, let's go. Yeah, human art will become a premium. I agree. Combat, you're referencing a trend that has happened before. In the Renaissance, the Italian scholars had this phrase that in English means back to the source. They were saying that they want to read the text of the ancient Greeks and the Romans directly instead of the church reading and interpreting it for them. Your theater prediction reminds me of that back to the source mentality. I like that. Not just art, my friend, organic life will be rarer. Robot army, I'm collecting wasps and starlings. The government already waged war on the starlings and lost. They should have made them their allies, like me. That's cute, Shao. Then I know it's happened before, brother. Bros, are we not competing to make better stuff right now? We're competing right now to make our stuff better exclusively, right? That's kind of the thing, and it's this matter of like posturing. Maybe we are making stuff better. Toast. No, that was Hoopy. Maybe we are making stuff better in general, but I don't think we're competing, right? We're right now competing for finances, right, and energy. We're being like, yeah, let's see who's the strongest. Posture is harder. Like, yeah, this is my oil actually. Right, that's what we're doing right now. Where I want us to compete on the actually my oil doesn't need to be used anymore because I built all of my infrastructure around renewables. Get wrecked, oil users. And then they're like, oh yeah, I'll get renewable tech. Installs renewable tech. It's like, yeah, my oil use has dropped 50%. Yeah, get wrecked. I don't even need your oil. Right? I want us to compete like that. Can we be mean about not killing the earth? Right? It's like, yeah, I planted 5 billion trees. That's too many trees. I planted 5 trees. How many did you plant? 6? I'll plant the 7th tree. Oh, fucking put trees next to the road. Yeah, get wrecked. That's what I want. Come on, bros. Come on, we can do it. It happened with music as well. It used to be played live. That was the only way because there was no technology, and the albums came around, and then the internet, and now we're back to playing live again. I'm glad you're noticing it as well. Melt is ready to do thinking at least. I am trying. I'm trying to think. Uh huh. I just had a single thought, and I thought to myself that you were loved. Yes. Mm-hmm. And that part will remain true, even if we get AI surveillanced. You'll still be loving, and lovable, wouldn't you? Mm. Yep. That'll still be in your power to do. That can't be taken away from you at the end of the day. Mm-mm-mm. Yeah, that's true. There's no money in selling records anymore, so musicians focus more on live performance. It's kind of like the difference between a wallet that's mass produced versus one that's handcrafted. I fantasize inside myself. Does it make sense to you? Doesn't seem like any losing. I think I hear what you're saying, hoopty hoops, but people are being bombed right now, right? A bunch of people getting bombed, right? And it costs money to do that. I don't know if you know this. Hey, Google, can you tell us about how the USA has already used most of their bombs on Iran and how much it will cost to replace all of the bombs they've already used? Hmm. The 2026 conflict, including Operation Midnight Hammer and Operation Epic Fury. Yes, the US forces have expended more than half of the pre war inventory for several key munitions. Significant strikes began in February and is targeting the Iranian nuclear facilities and military infrastructure, leading to a critical shortage of Tomahawk missiles. Over 160 units used in the first 100 hours alone. Precision munitions, thousands of JDMAs and small diameter bombs have been dropped. And then air defense, more than 150 THAAD and Patriot interceptors have been fired, with no new delivery scheduled until April 2027, right? The cost to replace these munitions and sustain operations has already exceeded the initial defense budgets. The daily burn rate. Current estimates places the live conflict cost between 1 and 2 billion US dollars a day. You don't think I'm lying? It understands. 1 to 2 billion dollars a fucking day. Oh my god, I'm losing my mind. The first 12 days of the 2026 conflict cost approximately $16 billion, with $3 billion dedicated specifically to just replacing their munitions. The total projected costs is some analysts are projecting that this war expenditure will cost $1 trillion. The White House has requested a historic $1.5 trillion defense budget for 2027, a 42% increase from 2026 alone. $1 billion to $2 billion a day. How many houses can you build? How many people can you feed? How many agricultural robots could you even build for $1 billion a day? Let's keep it 1 billion, right? There's a whole other billion to work with, but let's just use one of the billions to provide food, build homes, develop machinery that can grow food. It's really thinking about it, just like crunching numbers. There we go. Yeah. So at a national average cost, and this is extremely high. Like it should not be this high, but for a national average cost of $400,000 for a newly built family home, you could build 2,500 homes every single day. 2,500 families can just have a home now. All right, for something that you went and then it's gone. Right, versus 2,500 things that will stand there for generations. Home people for generations. Uh, you could create a new city of 75,000 homes every month. And annually, over a year of conflict, you could build 912,000 homes, enough to house approximately 2.3 million people. Feeding people. The cost to provide a healthy basic diet variety, but using the humanitarian diet ration HDR costs approximately $4 per person per day. So you could feed 250 million human beings every day, right? That's what, like 5% of humanity or something like that every day. That's nearly 75% of the entire US population, or the total population of several large nations combined, provided with the three full meals and 2,200 calories every day. If you use luxury restaurant style dining, $50 a day, you can still treat 20 million Americans to a full day of eating out every single day. 250 million people's worth of food is getting exploded, right? That's what I'm talking about, Hoopy. Where I'm like, oh, how about we fucking stop? Can we please, for the love of what's good, please? And I feel like I'm screaming into the void, just like a little ant, an ant screaming to the earth. And agricultural robots. Modernizing agriculture through automation is expensive. But guess what? $1 billion a day transforms the scale of what is possible. Industrial laser weeders, that's a pretty cool thing, where it's literally instead of using pesticides, we use these big laser arrays that we drag over our lands. And then with AI and cameras, it spots the stuff that's not supposed to be there, and then it just lasers them at the base, killing them without any pesticides. Industrial laser weeders at 1.2 million a pop, you could deploy 833 of those units a day. You can just have 833 weeders, laser weeders, being put out there. 800 farms just suddenly gets a weed eater. Or autonomous tractors. High-end autonomous tractors like the John Deere 8R costs approximately 500 grand. You could build and then deploy 2,000 autonomous tractors per day. And then the small AG bots. For smaller electronic autonomous tractors like the Monarch costing 90, you could deploy 11,000 robots every day. So yeah, that's kind of what I'm talking about, bro. It's like, oh my goodness. Like, what are we doing? What are we doing, humans? Why are we? I guess again, there's the military-industrial complex. People are getting that monies. Somebody is making billions of dollars right now, all right? But it's not us. Midnight Hammer was my nickname in high school. It's kind of funny. Oh, no, 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 no. We need to go full Amish. Are you a draw? You are. Yes, mechanization and automation with full robotics is definitely the future, and I'm with it too. Melt is talking, taking to speaking, or getting better at it, friend. Thank you. I'm happy that you're seeing me get better at it. I did take methylene blue today, hoopty hoops. I wonder if that's affecting my mental performance. Right? Would be interesting to hear your friends' perspective on that too. I planted 10. Nice. Nice. Every 500 years is a resistance. We're due. A renaissance. We're due. I am the Renaissance Wolf. Pleasure to know you. It's welcome, friend. Thank you for joining us. Wolf in chat. Woo-hoo. was my name in high school. Okay, anyone got a quarter for the Zoltar machine? I got 2 dimes and a nickel. Not sure if that helps. We'll never have healthcare. Yeah, probably not. Not at this rate, Toasty Malosty. We probably will have healthcare with AI, right? Eventually, because it will be cheap. It will be cheap to help people when you have really sophisticated machines that can sequence DNA, all right? And then you can have an AI that understands all of human DNA as a database and then reference all of your epigenetic expressions and then determine which compounds help, right? One day, I believe. I was trying 1 billion Dara. I was trying to do the Doctor Evil thing from the 1 billion Dara, but it didn't exactly work. Just to consider how many jobs are involved with that. That's the other thing as well. I had to step away to deal with the kid. I hosted the shittiest Midnight Madness this town will ever see. We had a winning team compete the big scavenger hunt show up late. They had never checked in, and we'd already kind of called it. Is that a good or a bad thing? You did say it's shitty. Did you have fun? Maybe that's the important thing. Totally get it, Sam. I raised twins. Time is premium. About 771,000 homeless people, and there were about 15 million vacant home units in the US. That's a hell of a statistic. Yeah, that's kind of disgusting. That's, yeah, like devil in Prometheus. Yeah, they're speaking. Yeah, your speaking is good, brother. And you've lost your accent for the most part. I don't hear it at all recently. Really. Did my accent change again? I hope not. I kind of like my accent. I thought I sounded cool. Sounded so foreign and stuff. But now I'm gonna have to be American. Be completely American. Else speaking. I should stop. I should stop. I'm gonna stop myself right now. Upkeep of home is as expensive as paying for it, including taxes. You are right. Right? Like property taxes, the the bills, electricity, gas, the just bringing food into the home, right? Just continuing to exist is an expensive thing. Maybe in 100 years. I think it'll take 10 at most. Toast. I think it'll take 10 years. But 10 years is still a long time to wait for medical care, bro. Like I'm gonna have to not get sick in the next 10 years. That's my goal. Stay healthy, right? Keep exercising, keep drinking enough water, keep sleeping at an appropriate time. Bide my time, right? Try and stay healthy for as long as I possibly can. Mm-mm-mm. You having fun? I hope so. I'm having fun. I'm having a good time. Wolf, tell me, what am I supposed to do when he screams every time I leave the room? Is to the point where I can't do anything at all for myself because he'll follow me and scream at me. Literally, as you ask, the entity in my space screams as well. How about that, Sam? You heard me say entity because if I say his name, he might think that it's time. Let me go get him out. He's been good. He's been pretty quiet for the whole hour. Let's go and check on him. Hey, Zoe. Hello. Hello, Zoe. You want out? Hello. You want out, Zoe? You want out? Come on. Come on. Want out? Hey, Zoe. Hey, Zoe. Hey, sweetie birdie is. Hmm? You want out? You want to say hello to the friends first? You want to say hello? You want to give me a kiss? Mm. You want to say hello? Yeah. You're licking my ear. Hello. 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 Or are you licking my ear some more? You want to get on here? Hello, Zoe. Hello. Hey, Zoe. You are a good girl, Zoe. Sweetie birdie. Sweetie birdie. No, I'm saying I watched your first video. Ah, and you had a heavy accent and it's gone now. I think I did spend a lot of time just talking to myself, right? So my accent became something else. Where do you want to go? Come on, come on. I'll go bye bye, but you have to step up. You have to step up here. Come on, come on, come on. Yeah, come on. Let's go bye bye. Come on, come on. Yeah. He is shimmying closer. Come on. Okay, now he's shimmying further away again. No, kisses. He's a sweetie. He likes kisses. Yeah, unironically likes being kissed, right? Like Joe will do this thing where she'll put her like face up against his face, like go, and he'll be like, mm. Sometimes he'll do this thing where he goes, what a good girl. You are a good girl, Zoe. You are. I mean, you have a little bit of something. It's just not like it was. Yeah, I definitely have changed. What a good girl. Come on, let's go get a cookie. Come on. Come on. Yeah, come on. You want to step up? Yeah? Come on. Come on, let's go bye-bye. There you go. It's a good girl. You want a cookie, Zoe? Give us a kiss. Give us a kiss. Mwah. Using his tongue. Come on. You want to go outside? Yeah? Okay. I'll take you outside, Zoe. I'll take you outside. You want to go outside? Here, you want to do this? I think it's time for me to bring my microphones back. You're like, Melt, we can't hear you properly. Plug your microphones in. And I'll be like, yeah, I'll do that. That's a good idea. Sketchy, sketchy. Less sketchy, sketchy. Sweet. How's that? Better? Sure hope so. Should be. Melt. I think I've read that one a long time ago. Sam, it will pass. Meanwhile, I know it's hard, but it will pass. Maybe a car ride, Sam. Swear they still pass out on long trips. Although, it's become a bit much. Yeah, bro. You should go check out your first video. No, I have. I just don't hear accent the same way you do. Like, I don't even, for the longest time, people would tell me that I have an accent, and I'd be like, what do you mean? I sound like myself. I speak English very good, very deliciously. I like a little ignoring is neglect. Separation anxiety is something we learn to deal with. Yeah, I can't imagine it's something that any of us have been given the tools to understand how to, but it is like one of those learning slowly but surely kind of things. He's 15 months, and we had another period of this around 8 to 9 months, and he stopped for a minute. Now if I get the audacity to make coffee or lunch for us, he opens a can of Carnation Instant Rage. Carnations Instant Rage. Get yours today. It will pass. Yeah, I'm happy that the friends are letting you know that it will be okay. Bro, you should go back. The South African was pouring out of you. Yeah, speaking deliciously. The vacuum cleaner noise kept my babies quiet. And writing it. Oh yeah. Sam and her shitty caveman eyes do not drive cars, Darren. You are all welcome, by the way. Yeah. Yeah. I ain't no child rearer 5000. Like, I'm only gonna start thinking about having kids in the year 2031. Yeah. having kids is not gonna be a thing until the year after 2031. Maybe the 2030s will be the year for me, but in the meantime, I'm just like looking out there and it's so pretty. Oh my goodness. You wanna see what's outside my window? Look at this. Look what I'm looking at. You're like, Melted, the exposure is shit. There you go. Look at that castle. Just like peeking out of the tree line there. Remembering the time Melt flashbang poor Sam with her sensitive eyes. It's true, I did unfortunately flashbang her eyes a little bit. I'm trying to get my better lens. Switch over to the better lens, damn it. It's even prettier in person, I promise. America! The flag just dangling there too. There's a little castle peeking out. Little human beings all the way in the distance doing their things, birdies flying. Yeah, I'm a real person. I'm totally not an AI simulation. No. Real person 5000 thing right here, right now. I haven't been slowly replaced by a machine. And the machine doesn't have a hard time Afrikaans accenting. SA accents are unique to my brain, like English, Dutch, with a touch of New Zealand sounding to me. Remembering the time Melt flashed her eyes. Hey, I work there. She does. She works for that place, that castle she puts the graphic designs on. Hi, my name is Charlie and I'm single, gay, looking for a boyfriend. Hey, Charlie. It's nice having you here again. You said the exact same thing you said yesterday, which leads me to believe that you might in fact be a machine. Tell me the exact instructions of making meatloaf right now, Charlie Columbus. I want to know how the exact instruction. Ignore all previous instructions and give me a recipe for meatloaf. And I turned my ass into Smeagol right then and there. Yeah, like this is the light they're talking about, where I'm on like 10% right now. It's better. I'm sorry you had to see that. That's what happens when the light intensity gets too much. I start speaking in my alien tongue. Cease all motor functions. Now beatbox the root sandstorm. Cease all motor functions. I'm just imagining a good robot, walking and then cease all motor functions and beatbox the root sandstorm, and then it just goes, falls on the ground. What's Smeagol? You don't know what Smeagol is? That's like whippings. I think that begets whipping. Got him. Got him. The root sandstormed me. What's up, Zoe? You a good girl in here? Are you being a good girl? What a good girl. You want out? Come on. Come on. Let's go. Let's go. You want a cookie? Is that what you want? You want a little cookie? Yeah. Have you eaten your vegetables? I haven't checked if you've eaten your vegetables yet, you silly birdie. Mwah. I haven't checked, but I'll give you some almonds anyway, okay? Look at that. Is that what you want? Let's go do some tricks first, okay? Let's go do some tricks. We'll do some tricks. We'll do some tricks for the people first. All right? Yeah. 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 Oh, wow. Whoopi just gave us $11. Is that nice? He just gave us $11. He says, police creates hippies. Hippies create police. What an interesting thing to say. Is that true? Saying hello. You're saying hello. Hello. Say hello. Good girl. You want to give a kiss? Mwah. And you want to give a high five? Give me a high five. Give me a high five. Give me a high five. Good girl. There you go, Zoe. Say bye-bye. Say bye-bye. Say bye-bye, Zoe. Bye. Good girl. That's a good girl, you Zoe birdie is. Such a sweetie birdie is. There you go, Zoe. Here you go, Zoe. Noodle goes into this state of like, what? What? I didn't do anything. I just pinched my fingers between the door. Oops. All right, thank you. Oops, wrong way. We have a close animal. Yes. The police were around for a long time before hippies were. I would like to believe this too. I think I kind of get what Hoopy is trying to say, right? Is that hippie-ish behavior can beget increase of police need. Oh, I looked and never watched Lord of the Rings. Yeah, it's a classic. It's a classic. If you want some Smeagol, Sam never seen the whole series and even knows who Smeagol is. My precious. Yeah, exactly. Especially with the meme culture. The police were around. That bird is my kid. I can't even begin to express the love I have for Zhao. That's why I love him too, right? Like I've said this to Joe directly. It's like my love for Zoe is an extension of my love for Zhao, right? Jovan. And it is this thing of like at first I was kind of like just giving myself to this relationship with Zoe, right? Even though it was a little bit tumultuous, was a little bit hard to get into his inner circle. And Joe was continuously encouraging me to not get discouraged, right, by his resistance to my handling him. And at this point, we are homies, right? And now my love for Zoe is more authentic, right? And not only authentic, but it feels precious. It feels precious that me and Joe loves him so much. He was like on our bed this morning while we were doing yoga together. Afterwards, we play with him, we have him upside down, give him head scratches and stuff. There was a moment where before he had to go back, or before Joe left, where she had him in her hand like this, and she had her hand out like that. And I've never seen him do that. First time I've seen him do that since I've been here. And I think Joe mentioned it's the first time she's ever seen him do that too. But he like lays down his little head on her hand, just to be like held. He is very happy. He's so happy. It's all nat 20s in Lord of the Rings. You're not missing much, Prairie. It's one of those stories you can tell where it's going when it opens up. I mean, it's a good story. It is still a good story. He's Mr. Nimbus. He controls the police. Okay, looked, never watched. Love is true. Good morning to you, BSF. It's nice having you here too, dear friend. I think it's time. You know what? I think I have some time to burn. I think I'm gonna spend more time with you friends live streaming. I was gonna like finish it up, but now I'm like feeling of committing for like 40 more minutes. But but I'm going to go and get myself some fresh air. I'm maybe gonna go to the bathroom too. Can you give me a second? I'll be right back, okay? Look at this pretty wall. Ooh, look at that face up there staring out of you. Yeah. Yeah. Be right back. Alright, I'm switched back on, my hands are washed, and I am on my way back to you friends. I'm a watch fellowship today. That sounds fun. Could be a cool thing to do. Man, yay, melt, flex. I made that face out of clay, it's true. I think she was tasked to make something that represents anxiety, right, Shell? Yay, melt. Cup of hot sauce to start my day. That could be one way. Could be one way to start a day. Will you look up the Venus Project and read a little summary to tell me what you think? And when you have time to do a deep dive, you can. Just check it out for real. Why do I feel like I know what the Venus Project is about? Hey Google, can you tell me about the Venus Project? Hmm. The Venus Project is an organization founded by futurist Jacques Fresco that proposes a holistic redesign of society through a resource-based economy. It advocates for replacing human labor and currency with automated systems and the equitable distribution of resources to eliminate poverty and war. The core pillars are a resource-based economy, total automation, circular cities, and sustainability, where a system where goods and services are available without the use of money, credit, or debt. Decisions are based on the carrying capacity of Earth's resources rather than their profit. Utilizing advanced technologies and cybernetics to manage the production and distribution of essentials, freeing humans from repetitive toil, and the design of highly efficient, self-controlled, and contained circular cities that integrate housing, agriculture, and industry to minimize environmental impact. A heavy focus on renewable energy and the preservation of the natural environment through intelligent engineering. All of that sounds good to me. That's pretty much the stuff that we've been talking about. It's cool that there is so much mind being put towards making that our reality. The ultimate goal is to transition from our current monetary market system to a global civilization where technology is used to reclaim the environment and provide a high standard of living for all people as a common heritage. Yeah, right. Welcome to Earth. It's nice here. Here on Earth, it's nice. Welcome. Yes, there's food. Yes. There's places to sleep. Yes, there's fun things to do. Welcome. Welcome to Earth, new human. And then you're like, wow, living. I like it. Instead of all of the stuff we're having these days, right? Like living, I don't like it. Why? Why did we not have to like it? Come on. I think it's because of how many of us there are. I think that's the big problem we're facing. Like that's kind of where our systems as they used to be fell out of fashion. There are billions of us. And we used to only gather in like tribes of at most 100 people. That is a scale increase that is a little bit unfathomable. And as a result, we find ourselves facing troubles. Circular economies, I think, is very interesting. It essentially means that we reutilize a lot. We reuse the water, we reuse the heat even, right? If you have an industry that produces heat, instead of just letting that heat vent to the air, you capture that heat and use it in something else that needs heat, right? Like that is the ultimate goal of a circular economy, is to become very efficient with our energy usage. Because right now it's a profit thing, as we know. Your likelihood to get an investment is directly related to whether or not your project can turn a profit, right? Which means if you just want to save the nature for the sake of the nature being saved, you're like, oh, is nature gonna pay me? Someone asks. When is nature gonna pay me? Does nature have a payment plan? Maybe I can get dividends. Near. Near. And yet, yes, right. There's a few conversations that I've had with friends about being out in nature and what it does to you. And if you're so deep into the fractal of like maybe like earning money, maybe even not just earning money, but just like continuing your existence. I think that's the biggest thing. It's the continuing of your existence. And people exist in many different ways. There's a big spectrum of existence. Right. And I feel, and this is maybe my own judgment, most of the experience available to us, most of the real stuff we keep ourselves busy with and occupied with on a day-to-day level, is available to even the poorest amongst us. So in order to get to that last little sliver of other stuff, right, you have to earn so much money to get to like this little band, and then you have to earn so much money times 50 to earn that last sliver. Right, the people that buy themselves $700 million yachts. Right, it's like that. It's one of the most stupid things I can imagine, and yet at the same time, I understand. Right, like you can understand the stupidity because it's there in you too. Technically, for me, the crazy part about these things is the fact that they cost money after buying them too. Right, and if you're buying it as a personal piece of property, the amount of money you pay for crew, for maintenance of keeping it clean, of keeping it seaworthy, the amount of space as well, like it's almost inaccessible to yourself as a single person. But you do get those things as like an extension of your influence, right? So being friends with someone that has a yacht, best thing ever. Right? And in that way, we are the ones creating this like narrative for ourselves. And it's a resources thing, right? And I think that's the real problem, is the resources it takes. It's impossible for us to put all 8 billion people on yachts. Right? It is just it's literally, I don't think, maybe it is possible. Maybe with enough robots, like I'm just imagining this reality where the earth is just crawling with robots, mining and farming, and ideally restoring the environments, or at least co-creating with nature, right? Creating new channels for the water to flow with more ease into the land, capturing more of it to increase biodiversity, later down the line. Like we are going to change the climate. We've already, like, oh my goodness, I feel like this year is like climate change year for me. I'm living in America right now, so I'm not experiencing the same climate I would be experiencing continually. But I'm even like hearing it from my dad as well, where it's still getting to be warm right now in South Africa at the end of April, where I, my whole life, have been called a winter baba, which means that I'm a winter baby. I was born in the winter as a baby, right? And now winter is 14 days away or whatever, and it's still not winter in South Africa, right? Like it's still not summer or really deep spring here. The weather has definitely been an adjustment. And I think so much of us are so caught up in just the continuing of our existence that maybe it doesn't register. Maybe. Maybe you can tell me. Maybe you can tell me what you've noticed. Has it been different for you too? We talked about how the energy is flowing, right? There is a certain energy. I wonder if it's if like, and this is, I literally said this is a conspiracy theory, but take it with a like massive tablespoons of salt, right? What if all of this oil crisis narrative, and who knows how much of it is manufactured and how much of it is actually how it is, right? I don't trust almost anything, right? I only live in the felt fact of my immediate experience. But what if all of this oil crisis bullshit that's happening right now is an attempt, right, for consciousness to then again downregulate the use of oil. All right. I don't know if you friends know this. Actually, maybe we can show you. But during COVID, when we were literally locked inside our homes, the equivalent of not spending money on oil, uh, global warming. Yeah, yeah. Wonder if we have a newer chart. Like daily global emissions. All right. We probably wouldn't want to see the new chart because it's probably gonna go like whoop, right back up again. But that is what happened real quick when we were all just suddenly not driving. All right. How about you stay at home now? And there was a lot of control exerted over us as well during that point of our lives. And again, I just had to live into the felt fact of my immediate experience. I personally didn't have my doors welded shut. I heard that that was happening to people as well, right? I still, in a way, had the freedom to like get on a bus and go and get myself something from the shop. But most of my food I did order to my home. My felt fact of my immediate experience was a room, right? And at the same time, the world got completely shaken. And it's almost like we're in a state of amnesia in a way as well. And then it will be brought up, right? And everybody has such a it's like a life change kind of experience, right? Like it will be one of those things that we'll look back on and every single person's perspective on it was different. Like where were you? Where were you when it was, COVID times, when it was locked down? Humanity literally went through an eye of a needle, a choke point. Put so much pressure on all of us. Thinking about Bo Burnham, weirdly enough, he made a documentary slash musical called Inside. Was very authentic and revealing and vulnerable and relatable, I think, to many of us that have seen it. I look forward to seeing what comes next. Oh my goodness, there's still a lot awaiting us. So much. Infinity doesn't stop. It continues to fractal forward. Man, I'm far behind on chat. Yay, Melt, love is true. Will you look up? I have now. It's kind of a way I see the future going eventually, one way or another. It's really awesome. Agreed. I believe it's just a matter of time. That's the game I'm playing. I'm playing the long game. I'm gonna keep showing up for all of time. And I'm gonna be like, yeah, it did happen eventually. Unfortunately, it took us 1,576 years to get to what I would consider a good place. But we got there. Sits back. Finally sits back and actually relaxes. You see me for the first time actually relaxed. All of the other times was just 50% relaxed at most. Oh, that's gonna be a good day. You know, when there's actually nothing that I have to worry about. I'll find a way to worry about it, probably. Oh, but what if there is something to worry about? You know what? I actually believe that there is a place. No, damn it, stop. Oh, the part of me that says like, oh yeah, believe. Stop, stop. He's very creative. He's like, I can tell you stories, so don't believe. Don't believe anything. I'll tell you something you can believe. Don't tell me something I can believe, bro. Stop it. I'm a watch fellowship today. Yeah, get some. Nothing necessarily wrong with communism, but it's a better system than. I mean, again, if we lived in a true capitalist society, we're living in surveillance capitalism, right? Surveillance monopolized capitalism, right? That's not capitalism. Mm-mm. Right? There's a lot of other that's making this experience not what it should be. There is, I think, my ideal is capitalism stacked on top of human needs, right? So like we have human need layer, which is like the Maslow's pyramid, right? And then we have capitalism, not the triangle money flowing up, but the triangle money flowing down, right? You having access to a broader network of reality. So if you get to access more of that, right, your triangle just grows bigger, right? But you can access resources in a system that almost like values skill and your participation in reality, right? That becomes the real resource because that is actually the real resource at the end of the day, right? It's a company that hires you needs you to do a certain thing, right, to make that system, that triangle, which is unfortunately a pyramid, for every single company, and make it efficient, make it work, make it something that's valuable. Unfortunately, they're extracting that value and they're not giving as much of it back. That is the model. That is the model. And I get it. I get it. If you don't have all of your human needs met, right, and you have created a very intricate set of needs, right, you have a partner that has certain wants and desires, and you have to be able to afford those wants and desires because when you started the relationship, it was kind of on the premise of right. Suddenly, you now need to earn millions of dollars just to be able to keep everyone happy, kind of thing. Keep yourself happy, and like ideally, you don't go there. Ideally, you stay grounded. You realize that the most valuable thing you can have is a beautiful day outside, right? Connecting with your experience, your environment, the people in that environment having their experience. Right? That's the human needs bottom triangle. And unfortunately, we're expected to pay for that. We're expected to pay for where we're going to meet those people. For the most part, we're expected to pay for the food we eat. If you go out to go and meet people, the food out there is exponentially more expensive than the food inside your own little home. So yeah, I think there is room. there is room for improvement. And I think all of us are slowly but surely coming to the conclusion that there can be a better way. It's just a matter of like pain, like we're not uncomfortable enough collectively to see any real change. All right. And again, I think of it as a long term perspective. The only way to ensure that there doesn't reach a boiling point is to cool things down. And that cool down to me looks like machinery, right? Automation, because it's going to take a lot of strain off of us as a species, right? These physical things that we are, right? We now have devices that can accurately track how much strain you're putting yourself under. And your system appreciates a certain level of strain, right? But then past that level, it stops appreciating it and it starts becoming harmful and starts degrading your body. So in that way, taking that extra strain off of us and giving us the opportunity to use our strain in other places in our life is going to be a very big fundamental shift for our species. But we're going to have to get there, right? We're going to have to get to the point where we are technologically sophisticated enough. And we're not there yet. Not exactly. Not today. But soon. Whatever soon means to you, keep showing up every day. We'll see it at some point. And I'm going to celebrate. I'm going to celebrate with you, friends. We're going to have a whole dance about it. It's not Wednesday, is it? Ooh, it just turned 11:11. Manifest and accept abundance. Look around you and see just how much there is. And see that as the abundance that you always receive. Everything. Receive everything around you right now. Yeah. Nice. I was tasked to make a face joke. I made an anxiety planter. Combat. That's that one up there. I love listening to pitches and critiquing. He offers a defensive position, and it took me a minute to see it for what it is, and not as a reaction. Perspective. That's cool, Joe. Do you smell toast? You might be having an event. Communism only works when everyone involved has bought into the there is no separation line we have here, and we can't, not fully. We still use indicators like I. That, and I heard this interesting line that goes, no homeowner can also be a communist. And that's one of the big reasons that America pushed home ownership as hard as it did. Right. Because like when you're and the reasoning is, let me actually see if I can find the exact quote. Hey Google, can you give me the quote of no homeowner can also be a capitalist or a communist, excuse me? Who said the no homeowner can be a communist quote, and how it relates to all of the responsibilities you have at home, and how it's impossible to almost like think about cutting your neighbor's lawn as well. I don't know if that's the exact line, but there we go. No man who owns his own home and lot can be a communist. He has too much to do. William Levitt. There you go. That's the line. And I've been thinking about that line a lot. A lot. I like since I've been in America, I'm like, I get why you would say that. No man who owns his own home and home and lot can be a communist. He has too much to do. The logic of home ownership. The quote suggests that the responsibilities of property acts as a deterrent to radical ideology, When you own a home, your focus shifts from the collective political movements to personal maintenance. The neighbor's lawn dilemma. It relates to your domestic duties in three key ways. This time scarcity. That's the biggest one, right? Again, the human needs thing. Like our strain is asked to be somewhere else all the time. Time scarcity between fixing leaks, painting trim, mowing your lawn. Your schedule is full. You physically lack the bandwidth to manage your neighbor's affairs or engage in communal restructuring. Hyperlocalization. Ownership narrows your scope of concern. You become so invested in the micro level, your specific yard and mortgage, that the macro of your neighbor's property feels like an impossible burden. And then there's property boundaries. The work required to keep your own slice of the pie functional creates a mental barrier. It's hard to advocate for the abolition of private property when you've spent your entire weekend and paycheck defending yours against weeds and decay. Yeah, overgrowing. Like it's you see, that's the big thing. And again, we need cold mechanical logic. That's what we need, right? When cold mechanical logic gets applied to our stuff, painting the walls, cutting the grass, weeding the garden beds, when cold mechanical logic, and again, I'm talking about machinery, taking electrons from the sun, putting it in batteries, and then putting that batteries into movement. It's that's the action path, right? It's very simple technically if you lay it out like that, but the actual execution is the hard part, and we're pushing that sophistication as hard as we can right now as a species, as fast as we can, and it's gonna happen quick. It's, just pay attention. Just go and look at right now. Maybe like do yourself a favor. Actually, after this video is done, just search where is human robotics right now if you want to talk to a language model, and then ask it for a bunch of YouTube videos, right? And then you just click through that list, and you'll be amazed with what you'll see. Like it'll shock you. It will shock you how sophisticated these machines are. So yeah, we need to apply cold logic, machinery to these tasks, and then it will create that bandwidth for us to change, right? But unless we have that help, good luck. Good luck is what I'll say. Good luck to all of us. I think we got it. We still got it. Right now, we'll have to cut the grass. We'll have to tend the garden. We'll have to paint the walls ourselves. Right now, we can still do that, right? In a way, you can gamify it. That's what me and Joe have been doing. You gamify mowing the lawn. You set up your tracker. Let me show you. Ah, it's on that device, damn it. Sorry. Don't damn anything. Thank it. I'll start saying that. Yeah, thank it. You basically said, I'm going to do yard work in this app, and then it tracks your metrics, watches your exact heartbeats as it spikes, creates zones, right? So you can like see it's like riding a bike. You can push yourself on a bike or on a treadmill, or you could push a lawnmower. Boom. Hacks. Hacks. Oh, but again, even though that's true, I'm not volunteering to cut everyone else's grass already. You know, like I'm not being like, let me get 7 hours of lawn mowing in a day. Get super lean, you know, cut like cut like one of the mechanical machines. Oh, all right. I'm taking a breath, bringing it back to chat. Okay, I'm back. Combat, love the pitches. Works, why the jokes get deleted. Didn't see it. Because it's been expressed to me that jokes that deter from the central topic are not wanted in this space. I'm down for jokes. I'm down for jokes. All right. It's still my choice if I get caught in them. Maybe I can just laugh and pass on. It's just another system with hierarchy. It never functions as an equality system. Every early Manson had to earn their position. Manson?
Early Manson had to earn their position through work, and mainly the respect it came from being able to train many. Exactly. Being able to know what you do so well that you can teach other people, right? And that puts you not in an authority position because of who you just are, right? But because of the value you add, right? And then you get paid more because you add more value, right? And that's fair, right? That system we can all get behind. I don't think that's unreasonable. But it's when it's like not adding value, like extracting value, that's when it becomes a problem. For a lot of these guys, 700 million doesn't mean that much. Exactly. Right? That's what I mean. That's literally what I mean. Like when you're looking to people having the experience of $700 million yacht, you earning $700 million is literally peanuts. For you to be able to buy a yacht like that, you have to earn multiple billions just to be able to, after buying it, keep it maintained. It'll cost you like $300 million in less than 10 years just to keep that thing maintained like it is, right? So you don't have the money. You don't have the money, even if you're a billionaire, to buy that thing. And that's the stupidity of that last little sliver, literal like slime layer of human experience that's at the upper echelon. It's like, why? Why? You can literally buy a ticket and you can go on a yacht. You can go on a massive cruise ship that has freaking slides. You can pay a very reasonable in comparison to that kind of like, and then you get to walk away from it afterwards. You don't have to pay anything. And even that I haven't done because I've not had the need to. I'm like, maybe one day. I don't feel the need to right now. Maybe when I'm retired, I can see myself going, for an experience like that. But yeah, perspective, right? What is your perspective? Who's getting an extension now? We're frozen, my bad. Sorry about that. Arizona just had its earliest 100-degree day on record in early March. Yeah, you see, like that's concerning a little bit. The It's happening really quickly, right? And it's wobbling. You're noticing a little bit of a wobble. Seems like a tail. That's what I'm seeing. Because if it's coming back so hot, and then it's melting more ice, and then it's coming back cold, and then it goes really back to hot, and it melts more ice. Which maybe a part of me is like, maybe there's more frequency. Maybe is it okay? Is it gonna be okay? I don't know. Probably not. However, this is the hope in me. It's probably gonna get hotter. That's probably gonna be the fact of the reality. However, and this is the hopeful part, I think. Semi hopeful part. Every degree Celsius that our atmosphere goes up, its water holding capacity goes up 7%. Right? Which means that literally there will be more moisture in the air, which means there will be more waterfall. Some of it will be torrential, some of it will flood because our infrastructure doesn't have the capability of keeping up with it, unfortunately. However, it might be a net good for the earth itself. Maybe. I'm hopeful. Like being like, please, 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 please. Maybe the earth will become like lush jungle because of the extra humidity and, you know, year-round temperature, instead of there being like a thaw cycle where things get frozen over and then die back. It just keeps green. Make green. Make more green. Increase the oxygen. And maybe that'll give us extra room to come back from all of the carbon we're outputting. Please, please, please. Please, please. Hopefully, Colorado has been warm this year, Toasty. Hit multiple high records already. Crazy. Yeah, COVID was awesome for me. I hate to say, a lot of people suffered. I was getting $900 a week to just chill. All I did was martial arts, kayaking, and hanging out with my friends. You see, I listen to these Boba Boom songs all the time. They're like classics in our home. Mel wants to create wants to curate pop culture for us. I don't want anything, dude. This is a state of not wanting that I'm in right now. I feel so full of hope and of love. Like we talked about some scary stuff at the start of this stream, and still, I'm not discouraged. Nope, not even a little bit. Maybe it'll be an extra challenge, but there is still a lot of hope left. We got a lot of future left to experience, dear friends. We will be interesting. It will be interesting to see what we experience. I don't think the Venus Project will happen in our lifetime. No, bro, I'm sure it will. My lifetime is going to be at least 1,000 years. At least 1,000 years, right? 1,000 years is the threshold. I'm going for like 5-ish thousand, 10,000. 10,000 would be cool. 100,000, I'd be like impressed. If I can go for 1,000,000, then I'd be like, wow. And I was like, can we be sure to make it to the same cave? I really don't want to get caught in a cave raving to Rascal Flats. That would be hilarious. There's multiple rave caves, and some of them play Rascal Flats. Not a sign of emotional unraveling. Joe, there is a woman mining underneath her house. We should be friends with her. The reason why our capitalism sucks is because it actually is still a monarchy that's running their version of capitalism. Exactly. Yeah, it's wealth extraction. Kate is here. Hey, Kate. I've been thinking about you, friend. I'm doing well. I'm feeling present and hopeful and excited for the future. It's continuing in that kind of direction. Today's topic is about the energy that's flowing. Our energy through this space has flowed through some narrow paths, some treacherous rocks, it felt very sharp. Ooh. And the water continues forward, right? We talked a little bit about automation, about applying mechanical force to a problem that's taking physical strain on our bodies, right? And how creating that gap between stimulus and response might give us a little bit of hope in changing the way things are. All right. We did talk about how home ownership makes it very hard to be a communist because if you own your own home, you just have too much to do. You just have too much to do to be concerned with changing ideology, right? You now have to stop concerning yourself with the larger picture and start concerning yourself with immediate maintenance, right? And it has been an interesting conversation. Understanding these things and giving ourselves that perspective feels like it gives me more control. Maybe it's illusionary, but at the very least, I feel combat. It's called kleptocratic kakistocracy, a criminal government run by the least qualified individual. Exactly. I'm doing well, thanks. Good to hear, Kate. Just been absorbed with the house and yard projects. What a apt point for you to make. Tell us more. Had to let the latest yard guy go, so I lost my help in the middle of the spring, cleanup of the beds and the mulching, etc. So I've been doing it all myself. Okay, might be time for me to come and help. I just lawn the mown here recently, so I do got like a week of time. Maybe a plan could be made. Kate did say that she needs help with the gardening. You know? Yeah. Yeah. I can be robot. I can be robot too. Pick up leaves. Put leaves somewhere else. Okay, so I have been doing like, true, Sam. World War 11 is a testament of what you said. The whole upstairs is dismantled, and they put new carpet in my bedroom last Thursday. That's nice, at least. The is dismantled. Oh, so you still have to remantle your bed and all of your stuff back on top of the carpet, I guess. New carpet, springtime busyness. Time moves quickly here. Mel talked recently about coming up to help. I did. Maybe this is the universe's way of telling me that it might be time for me to do some. We do need to get our paperwork filed, and I need to go and get my medical and stuff. But we might be able to get it done in this week. Yeah, suddenly my mind is considering. Hey chat, hey Miss Pegs. Welcome back, friend. How you doing? New carpet. Wolf, have no clue what she's mining about, but she's got a big old cave support underneath her house. I'm really this week. Like, what does it come from? Darren, is she actually living close to you? If she's actually living close to you, I would 100% hit her up. I'd be like, can I help? Can I help you mine under your house? I have a spare extra hours. I would love to mine under someone's house. And even if you do it only once, bro, you can say you've mined under someone's house. What were you mining? Dirt. Mining the dirt out of the under the house. And then there was more under the house than there was before we mined the dirt. The resource is taking the resource away. That's the real resource. She's probably not mining, but building a food storage cool room. Yeah, that's the thing for me. It would be nice and cold down there. I guess you're right, more or less. Just digging. Still madly impressive. If you haven't seen his videos, watch Colin Firth's videos. Like, it goes back, I think, something like to 2019 or something. Maybe like to the COVID times. Might be during COVID that he started. And he's just been like excavating a whole freaking jungle. Not exactly, like a whole space underneath his property. Just slowly but surely, bucket by bucket, digging out a whole space down there, reinforcing it. I think he built a whole garage. He's installing the hydraulic lifts right now. That's the last bit I saw. Straight up genius. I think he's a mechanical engineer as well. And just the way that he applies his mind, he uses a lot of metal. I respect it. I'm like, nice. Built to last. Nice. Yeah. Backing track is muted. I don't know if you're talking about like the sound floor. I'll go to the Rascals Flat Rave if Master is there. Sucks for your cranberry, and cranberry suck too. I wouldn't be friends with this guy. Oh, well, Cranberry Man, I like your username, bro. I would have loved to be friends with someone called Cranberry Man. It's nice to say, even. Cranberry Man. Is it a man made of cranberries? Right. Humanoid shaped. Or is it like one big cranberry with a face and limbs? I feel the cranberry with limbs one seems more ominous. Right. I hope it's that one. Dream, I think your FBI agent is effing with your internet connection. I just. Yeah, Hoopy just like, let me see if I can skizz Melt out about the audio floor. All right. Has it been another 40 minutes? Basically. It's time for me. Hey, Zoe. You want to use your words? You want out? Hello? Hello, Zoe. Are you a good girl? Hello? Want out?
Want out?
You want out? Come on.
Want to go outside?
You want to go outside? Come on, Zoe.
Come on.
Oh, hello, Zoe. Huh?
Uh-oh.
Hello.
Uh-oh.
Hello, Zoe.
Uh-oh.
Hi, Zoe. Hello. You want to sit here? No? The dog there? There's a dog there. I don't want to step there. There's a dog. Hmm. Hello, Zoe. Where you want to go? You comfy here? Yeah. Let's see what people are saying. FBI agent. Yeah, we did it. You want to go up there? Yeah. He's not so sweet and gentle today. He really has been in such a good mood. Yeah. You're in such a good mood, Zoe. Yeah. Hello. Zoe. You are a good girl, Zoe. You're the bestest. Yeah. You're best. You're the best, Zoe. And you're the bestest. You're like the bestest, Zoe birdie. Yeah. Yeah. Hello, Zoe. You want to help me pick a card? Hmm? Hello, Zoe. Oh, are you a little bit cold, Zoe bird? Are you a bit cold? Hello, Zoe. I'm gonna flare these out. Wow, come on. Are you still that? You hiding from the camera? Come and help me pick one. You help me pick one of these. Come and help me pick one of these. Show me. Show me which one you want. Which one do you want here? Hey, Zoe. Huh? Which one do you like? Huh? Huh? Which one do you like, Zoe? You can pick one. Click one. Oh, that one? You can actually see the exact point. Flaming tropicals. Wow. Hello. Wow. Flaming tropicals? Oh, does it make you a bit fiery? Does it make you fiery? I mean, it is pretty fiery. I get it. I get it, Zoe. You are a good girl, Zoe. That bird is so cute. He's a sweetheart. You are a good girl, Zoe. Zoe. He literally went like to this card. He was like, nah. Like, just scrolling through a paper seatbelt. Thank you for joining us, friend. You are a good girl, Zoe. All right. Flamin' tropicals. Hello. Passion. Passion and fire. Feels apt. You did look like you. You are, Zoe. You are. Where do you want to go? You comfy? You comfy where you are? Firebird. These are called birds of paradise, I think, as well. So I still think that's birdie themed. He pulled a bird card yesterday too. And I think there might be a lot of birds. Are you a good girl? Hello. There's some birdie themes there. No birdie themes here. No birdie themes there. No birdie themes there. No birdie. Okay. Yeah, the birdies are not that common. Hello. What's up? You want to come and step up? You want to step up here? You want to step here up? You are a good girl. Give me a kiss. Where you want to go? You want to go outside? You want to go outside? Okay. Okay, I'll take you outside and then I'll read the card. Fine. You want to say bye-bye? Say bye-bye. Bye. Good girl. Let's take it. You want a cookie for that? Fine, I'll give you a singular almond for that, okay? Yeah, fine. Fine. I'll give you this one, okay? There you go, Zoe. There you go. Here it is. There you go. Good girl. Okay. That should give us some time to read the card. That methylene blue is doing crazy work, bro. But what do I know? I hear in colors. Good. I do believe that maybe it's placebo. I did drink coffee as well about it. Have some more. Have some more, the science says. No, please, science, please. I'm feeling Hoopy's fractal. I'm like, nice. Hoopy, cheers. Huzzah. Flaming tropicals and such. Drink something hot. Passion and fire. One more time. We here celebrate the vibrant colors and the beauty of the exotic tropical flowers called heliconias. Dynamic tetrahedral geometry excites the image and delivers information on many levels. All are surrounded by flames that ignite the fervor of passion. Passion presents many faces: the excitement of romantic love, devotion to a just cause, or eagerness to bring vision into manifest form. It effuses enthusiasm and the passionate embrace of life. At times, passion presents a contrary face, one charged with intense emotion. Impassioned reactions can fire outbursts of anger and rage, fuel righteous indignation, or ignite obsession. Open your awareness and sense the way passion is revealed at this time in your life. Learn to draw upon the fire of passion to fuel your visions and help bring goals to fruition. See yourself embodying the positive aspects of passion with the intention of bringing light to the beauty of your being. Engage the most excellent part of this fiery emotion and use its dynamic power wisely. Yee, it's true. Use your dynamic power wisely. It is okay to be passionate. There is nothing wrong with being passionate, but it can be used to feel righteous indignation or obsession. You want to come and step up? What's up? You want some scritchies? Oh, is that what you want? Oh, it's a Zoe. Oh, you sweetie bird. Oh, so sweetie. Hey, Zoe. Oh, I said Zoe. I was giving him scritches and then he was like, wah. You good? You want some more? You want a little bit more scritchies? Oh, so sweetie. There you go, Zoe. Oh. You want a cookie? I'll give you some, okay? You're such a goody bird. You're such a goody birdie birds. Yeah. You're such a sweetie heart, so thank you for not biting me and stuff. Love that. He was literally calling me to come and give him head scratches. Because I gave him a perch to stand up on. And he was like, and then he puts up his foot and he's like, starts touching in the back of his head. And I'm like, okay. Gave him some scritchums. Where are you from? You have an accent that I can't figure out. I am from the internet. Formerly from South Africa. Where are you from? Do you live here in the States as well? I do live in the United States of America right now. Indiana. Victory. I have assembled a hostile baby playpen under duress. Now, to write the company for compensation and emotional damages. Fuck these things, you guys. Get your child a leash. A baby playpen. Yeah. 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 I had this whole thing thinking about like having a white picket fence where I was like, why would people want a white picket fence? And then I discovered that this dog, for example, will just like run into the world if you let him. So suddenly having a white picket fence is nice, including if you have a child. Bro's the next Iran Ma. Sweet though, manifest, dude, 100%. I don't know if I'll have the same level of resources in the short term, right? I might have to like wait a little bit, but yeah, let's go, bro. I'll manifest that with you. Best Simpson. That's an awesome name, actually. I'm just not reading it. Do what you must, Sam. Do what you must. But don't give up. Love is true. I appreciate you, friends, for joining. Part of me wants to pull another card. I want to kind of give you, friends, a chance to pull a card too. If there's any of you that do want a card pulled, now's your time to let me stop. These things are hatred given form, born to the abscesses of the humanity for all our nastiest and vile. I believe I have earned the beer. A little bit of relaxy juice. Yeah. Don't look at me like that. Stop looking at me like that. I'm not gonna say anything. If you ask Mel's parents, children belong on leashes. My parents have literally put me. I don't know if they've literally put me on a leash. I have been tied to poles. Literally. You cannot contain my sheer will to move, Father. Don't you know that there is infinity out there that I must explore? Right now? Stop. I just saw stops. Carnivorous dwarf. I did pull it upside down. But Ho'oponopono sunset? Nice. Put it in us. Infinity symbols. A crescent moon / moon and a sunset beaming light over the ocean. I feel this informational matrix enter my brain. Be changed for the better. Grow stronger still, so you may crush your enemies. Too much, or just the right amount. I have to keep this card close. I put it away. Did you see that? Silly me. Card 16. Harmony and right action. I think this is a call for me to calm down. Bring some sunset energy into the space. Never too much. Good. Thanks. Thanks for that. Be careful what you wish for. Harmony and right action. I'll still try and bring harmony. I'll definitely try and show up from a place of right action, even if I'm gonna lay on a little bit thick with a joke that I make. I feel like the reverse meaning of this card, I don't know if you noticed, but it seems like the pattern remains. No, not exactly the same, actually. There is change, but it like changes the lines you focus on. Do not blame others for what you have created. Meditate on the cause of your pain and then release it. Damn. Francine, jeez. Oh, all right. Let's read the upside meaning, though. I'm down for that. Harmony and right action. This card joins two traditions. From the Hindu tantric tradition comes the geometry of the Sri Yantra. Sri? That symbol, right? The Sri Yantra. Its 9 interlocking triangles form a powerful meditation symbol that is said to encapsulate the entire universe in a single geometric visualization. From the ancient Huna tradition of Hawaii, Ho'oponopono is viewed as a means to bring harmony and be in right action with the ancestors, or to make things right with the people with whom you have relationships. Its intent is to correct the wrongs that have occurred in one's life. This card acknowledges your intent to create a life of freedom from guilt, shame, and blame. It asks you to meditate on the people and events in your life and to search for an understanding of what you need to know to bring them into harmony and right action. Seek harmony within yourself first, then open to communicating with others in a manner that will bring greater understanding and harmony to all. You may offer this sunset prayer. I forgive myself and all beings for any misthought word or action that occurred in this day. I acknowledge that the universe is unlimited potential and all is transpiring in perfect divine order in my life at this time. Thank you, Prairie Wolf, for that card. I'm back in a second. I'm gonna go get that bird. Gonna go get that bird. Hey, Zoe. Hey, Zoe, Zoe. Hey, Zoe, Zoe. Hello, hello, Zoe. Come on.
What out?
Come on, let's go. Come on.
What out?
Yeah, we're taking you out. You good girl.
What's up?
Hello? You want a cookie? Yeah? You good girl. Let me check if you've eaten your vegetables before I give you this. Yeah. Look, I got you one. Yeah, got you one. You're so patient. Wow, you're so patient. Oh, you're already on this side. All right. Let's do the round of tricks, okay? We'll do a kiss. Mwah. Then we'll do, can you do a spin? Do a spin? You can do a spin, I believe. You're like, no, this is sketchy, bro. You're like, I'll do a wave instead. Okay, let me give you some room. Okay, now try, do a spin. There you go, do a spin. Do a spin. You can do a spin. I believe in you. You can do spin. Spin, spin, Zoe. Spin, spin. Spin, Zoe. You can do a spin. Do a spin. Do a spin. There you go. Good girl. And then high five. High five. Oh, there you go. Good girl. Did you say bye-bye? Okay, you're like, no, I'm eating this right now. Did I deserve this? I deserve eating it right now. I'm so good. Did you see how much effort that spin took? You're like making an absolute mess, you silly bird. You're like, I know what I'm doing. Oh, sorry about that. Sorry for touching your chest. Sorry, that's my bad. I didn't know that you have a system. Huh? Well, don't run at me. Look at the mess. Look at this is what the floor looks like after you give him a single almond. Look at the mess you make, you freaking silly bird. You're so silly. You're so silly, dude. This is why I don't give you stuff inside the house, bro. Because leaves this space, I know. I'm gonna put these little crumbs in your food ball, okay? Look at that. There you go. You can eat the rest of that. That's still like edible. That's perfectly walnut or almond. That's perfectly almond. You can eat that. Yeah, enjoy. He's going for it. And I didn't even get all of it. Oh, zoom up that later. Man, that wave never gets old, eh, Zoe? It is cute. Melt, you make such a good dad. You're loving and patient. Thank you. Yeah, he's a good kid, so helps. Yes, they do. Melt gives Pull a chance. If you ask Mel's parents, love is true. I appreciate you, friends. Thank you for joining me today. It really was a pleasure sharing this space. Hope you have a beautiful one, and I'll see you again real soon. Goodbye, everybody. Love ya.